UTSA gets a big win Saturday night over Rice. One more home regular season game left. Let's talk about it with the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, Jeff Traylor, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Coach, how's your day?
Been good. Getting ready for South Florida. I had to practice already. A little different schedules. We play Friday, so today's really Tuesday, even though today's Monday.
Well, and you know how that goes. And, when we do interviews like this, and we said this earlier, knowing that you were coming on, you hate to ask questions that I know somebody can't answer or won't answer, but a lot of people tuning in right now wanting to hear the latest. And look, we've been down this road before. There is a big job in College Station that has come open. Your name is linked to it. I know you can't really talk about it, but I got to ask your thoughts just having your name mentioned with the possibility of being the head coach at Texas A&M.
Well, I said it today. Somebody asked me about it, and all that means is we're winning a lot of games, and there's a job open in Texas. And when you've had the success that we've been fortunate to have in my career, anytime a job comes open in Texas, it just happens. So we went through this, my second year together. We've been through this our third year together, and now we're going through our fourth year together. And the good news is my team is used to it. My staff is used to it. My family is used to it. And we know how to handle these situations. And as long as we're winning and there's jobs that come open in Texas, it's going to be brought up. The sad thing about it is there's all those families in A&M that are, coaches, strength staff. There's just a lot of people now looking for jobs. And it's a sad day, especially for a university that means as much to the state of Texas as that university does.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Jeff. And I get where you're coming from. But I will follow up with this. You say a job comes open in Texas. This is not just any job coming open in Texas. This is a pretty big university in the state of Texas. So it makes it a little bit different. And I'll be honest with you. I know you're not a gambling man, but the odds are that you're one of the favorites to get that job.
Again, it's just part of it. I mean, it's just speculation, and it's very flattering to the Roadrunners. So that means all my players are winning a lot of ball games. And I've got 21 seniors Friday night, mainly Frank Harris, Rashad Wisdom, Josh Cephas, guys that I've been with for a long, long time here. And we have played in a bunch of games. And that's who should be getting talked about, not me. And I am doing everything in my power to keep every minute of my time on South Florida. This radio interview is always about 15 minutes long, and you and I are going to talk every Monday from 5:15 to 5:30. So this is not taking any of my time away from me. This is budgeted time, right? But anything else outside of my day that has to do with that, to me, should be off limits because I owe Frank Harris and those 21 seniors more than that.
Fair enough. Jeff Traylor joining us here on the Blitz. And again, this big game Friday night, and I kind of want to go back, talk a little bit about the Rice game because, what an entertaining game that was against a Rice team where we weren't sure what we were going to get because we've seen them play extremely well and then not. So I think this was more about UTSA imposing their will, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's Mike's best team he's had there in 6 years. They're physical in a lot of positions they never have been before. They're more athletic in positions they never have been before. It's a shame JT couldn't play. He's a really good quarterback. I know what that feels like. Nothing against the backup. The backup played very admirably. It's just not the same when it's been the starter for as long as it has been. We really dominated the first half, but the score was only 10-7. But we really dominated the third quarter, put the game away, and we just kind of sat on it in the fourth quarter.
Jeff, I want to ask you, though, about Frank and knowing that the end is coming for him at UTSA in that career. Have you guys talked? I mean, is he emotional about this, or is it just business as usual with him right now?
No, Frank's always emotional. Frank loves this city. He loves his parents. He loves the Roadrunners. He loves his time here. He's very proud of what we've done. I mean, he was here when we were down there, in a basement in one of the worst facilities in the country, worse than any high school facility. And now he's, we're an indoor away and a few large gifts away from having this thing be as Power 5 as Power 5 can be. And he knows he had a lot to do with that. And he's proud of that. And we let all 21 seniors speak to the team throughout the week. We had 2 speak today. and we'll continue to do that all week long. And Frank and Rashad will be the last ones to speak at the hotel, Thursday night, and I'm excited to hear what he has to say. He already choked up a little bit just answering these questions, thinking about his mom and dad being down in the field with him and his family come to see him play for the last time in the Alamo Dome.
And you think about it, and it's strange because the following week there is a huge game for you guys on the road that's going to be on ABC national television, and for that game to mean what we all think it's going to mean, you got to take care of business this Friday night. But this does feel like kind of one of those regular season finale types and it should, and for the city to show up to have a great crowd, hopefully the best crowd of the year, even though it's a Friday night, it's playoff time. And so not as many high school games going on, but to send Frank and these seniors out the right way.
Yeah, I think Wemby might tip off at 6, possibly. I'm not sure of that, but maybe we get to watch Wemby for the next 20 years here, right? We get to watch Frank one more time. And I hope the crowd will show up. Maybe you can go watch the first half of Wemby and sneak on over and watch old Frank Harris play his last ball game at the Alamo Dome.
Well, that'd be great. And what is Frank, as he mentioned, maybe the next level, Jeff, or does he talk about that?
No, Frank's just not wired that way. You ask Frank, he's going to say South Florida. He like his bowl ball coach. I mean, you're not going to get him to ever be out of the moment. He's going to stay true to our culture pillars. And every interview I hear Frank Harris do, I already know what he's going to say before he ever says it. I mean, the man is a machine, and I know how he'd answer that question. He'd say all of his attention's on South Florida.
So talk to us a little bit about South Florida and what they do well, where you think there could be an issue that you've got to spend some time this week making sure it's not an issue on Friday night.
Well, Alex Golesh is their head coach. He was offensive coordinator at Tennessee, so they run Tennessee's offense. So they're going to have, video and game plans from all of his buddies at Tennessee. They've already watched them beat us. They snap as fast as anybody in the country. I mean, they're number 1 in the country as far as snaps. The quarterback is really good. I mean, I know we've been saying that every week, but this he's a really good ball player. It's amazing how good quarterbacks are nowadays. He's athletic. He can run. They got a really good back and right, number 5. Receiver, 38. It was a walk-on. Great story. And he keeps 38 on just to remind himself where he's from. I think he's the all-time leading receiver in the history of the school. They got an NFL prospect at left tackle. Defensively, they're beautiful. They're typical Florida-looking squad. They are long, athletic, and physical. And they're playing for a bowl game this week. And it's Friday night, national TV, and they got a bunch of great athletes. So it's not the team you want to be playing when you're trying to send Frank off happy with the last time in the Alamo Dome.
Jeff, when you look at what's ahead and the success that UTSA has had and is having this year, are you finding out and your players finding out that you're kind of getting everybody's best shot?
There's no doubt. And we don't always get what we prepare for. They change a lot on us. In the old days, they just did what they did. It's a tremendous compliment, but it's also very challenging because it usually takes us a little while to get settled in to figure out what they're doing to us.
Jeff Traylor joining us here on the Blitz. You said it's, because of a Friday game, today's your Tuesday, even though it's Monday now at 5:24.
I'm confused.
Yeah, well, and again, that's life in the coaching world. But I know Saturday night, weather was kind of crappy. Nice playing in the Alamo Dome. And while you don't have the indoor, you were able to go to practice this morning in your indoor facility called the Alamo Dome.
No doubt. No, and what's crazy, that's the only negative about that is we don't have money to be wasting. It's $3,500 for those buses. And when you commit to it, you trust that weather forecaster. And at 90% rain, there was no rain out here on the old Roadrunner practice field today. So we were practicing indoors, and it wasn't even bad outside. But we had to trust the weather. That's what I want to do when I want to grow up. I want to be a weather forecaster.
Well, Jeff, I was in TV for 25 years, and I'm not sure they ever got one right. I love Bill Taylor. He's my buddy, but those guys, their win-loss record is not the best.
I want to go back. $3,500 to bus to the Dome. Couldn't you get everybody an Uber a little bit cheaper?
No doubt. Well, there's a lot of players on our team. It's a lot of staff. There's a lot of buses going down and back. It's not like we're riding one bus down there and back.
Well, I know, but still, it's just like, wait a minute. I'm in the wrong. We need to be in the bus transportation business, man.
No doubt.
That seems like a a pretty good racket. You think about the game on Friday night, offense doing what it does, defense, Trey Moore, I don't know how many more sacks he's going to be able to get, but kid's incredible. But getting a nice special teams touchdown, I know coaches always love it when all three phases were able to make sure they were an impact on the game.
Yeah, our defense, they were just incredible the whole night, except for the 2-minute drive. It was actually a 30-second drive right before halftime. But they were incredible. Offensively, we were really good, except in the first half. And our special teams has been they were really good on teams. We were worried about them. We thought they were as good as Army on special teams. And we were pretty dominant, to be honest with you. We were really solid. Lucas had a really nice pooch kick off the field goal look. We had the return punt. We covered kicks very well. It was just an all-around good football game, good team win. And we stacked, about 6 of those together in a row. So we're really feeling good about ourselves right now. But South Florida is very talented and very capable of pulling the upset if we don't come in there ready to play.
All right, Jeff, I'm going to assume that the Roadrunners win on Friday night. You're going to have a Saturday night off. You get to take mama somewhere for dinner or something Saturday night?
I hadn't really got that far ahead yet. I hope she's not listening. I know we're watching video at 11, and we're eating together. I'm talking about my team, and we'll be getting the video put to bed, for this South Florida game, and then we'll come in Sunday morning and get to work on Tulane. So Saturday night, if Carberry wants to go somewhere, you think I have a vote? I have no vote. I'm going to go wherever I go to with a smile on my face.
Yeah, we're all married.
Yeah,
we know that there's no
like
vote.
The rest of us.
But if there's a free Saturday night in a football season schedule, you understand that you don't get to stay home and watch everybody else play, right? Although it's got to be kind of nice or different to go Friday to Friday.
Yeah, what we got a little lucky there. We had they wasn't lucky this week. We had a late game on Saturday night, so that Sunday morning was a tough turnaround. But now that we got the schedule kind of going, it's going to be Friday to your point, Jason. And that should, play to our favor because, next week will be more normal because we're kind of used to Tuesday being Monday and Wednesday being Tuesday and Thursday being Wednesday. You know the drill.
Well, Jeff, I hope you send these seniors out with a big win, and it's a big night on Friday night and special things for the Roadrunners to conclude the season.
It's been a blast. I'm going to miss O.T. Haynes, my left guard, my punter, Lucas Dean. There's some guys that have been around. Shad Wisdom. There's some guys been around for a while now. Frank Harris. I'm gonna miss them. We got a few guys out there that aren't sure if they're coming back or not. So there's some potential guys that are going to be out there that will be back. But most of those guys are done for sure, and we'll be very grateful for what they've done here, and really proud of them. God bless, Birds. Thank y'all.
Absolutely,
Thank you,
Jeff Traylor on the Buyers Barricades guest line. See that was professional, right? Just I'm drop the mic, walk,
that's
and
exactly
that's it.
right.
Just in case they try to little knucklehead
he was a
backdoor
5:30
question. Absolutely.
He's got a clock right there.
On schedule, right on schedule, and handling what comes with success in the rumors. And he's right. He's been down this road before. It's just another animal when it's Texas A&M on the other line.
Well,
and the good news is, I think for Coach Traylor, his agent probably handles the majority of that.
I get that. But again, it's not just another Texas job, but I get what he's talking about. He cares about those players. That's why he's successful, wants the attention on them. And anybody that's got a job opening, they're not looking at Jeff Traylor. They're foolish.
They are. Great position for Jeff and the UTSA Roadrunners to be in.